Welcome back guys to another Zero DTE video, and today Coach Ernie is going to be talking about trading success, so make sure you stay tuned. If you're interested in becoming a pro trader, check out the link in the description to join the world's #1 Zero DTE trade destination. Enjoy guys.
I've been practicing pushing the flies even further out and going for far less than the 10% that we practiced for a long time. While I don't get as many winners, my overall performance is as good or better. We'll see how that plays out in the long term. One of the reasons why I did that is that it seems that no matter how much further out I go and then settle on some level, the further out I go, the better my overall performance over the long term. Not on any anecdotal trade or anything like that, but after doing months and months of trades, I found that. So for example, on my first foray into really keeping track of my performance starting in 2022, I started out looking at anything between 1 to 5 to 1 to 10. That was like the range that I was looking at. I was still working on the basic premise of doing a 10% of the width, but sometimes I would try something much lower. I'll go to 1 to 5, 1 to 4 even, because I wasn't, totally convinced that 10% of the width was where you needed to be. But after a few hundred trades, I started realizing that my better performance was happening as I was going to 10% or even 6% or even 5% of the width. And so what ended up happening, instead of starting off where I started off like an average of a 1 to 7 risk to reward, I ended up almost a 1 to 11, 1 to 10 and change. And that's because I started trading much further out of the money. And as I progressed with that, with more accounts, I found that the further I went out, the overall better my performance was. Now, the way I measure performance may be different than the way you're figuring it. I'm not looking at total return because you can have total return in any small period of time and it will look good, but can you do that consistently over a long period of time? And for me, that's what I'm really looking at. I'm looking at Sharpe ratio, average risk to reward, etc., because that is showing me where consistency lies. If I can keep my Sharpe ratio above 3 or 4, then I'm settling into something that works. And over the long term, that's going to ultimately give me the kind of long-term performance that I want, year in, year out. See, what I'm trying to achieve is remove drawdowns from the equation. Drawdowns are the killer. I don't care if I make no money as long as I don't draw down. Of course, I care if I make money, but I'm just saying that the drawdowns are the ultimate killer to your performance long term. Every time you draw down beyond a certain level, you're essentially going back in time and starting all over again. And that's what I don't want to do. I want to keep time either frozen or advancing. And then over the long term, that's going to prove out to be the winning strategy. The hard part about that is following through with it, because within any period of time, it can get frustrating, not making any advancement. And so then you start trying to be a little bit more aggressive, and then you draw down and then you start blaming the strategy when you're not really, it's not the strategy's fault at all. It's getting off the game and thinking that, oh, this doesn't work. It does work. It's just that you have to have the patience and to let it to work and understand that the sideways moves can go on a lot longer than you have patience for. And that's the key. There'll be other times when volatility comes in clusters, when if you follow that strategy, all of a sudden you're getting win after win, and then it goes away. And that's the nature of this game. But you keep your positions strong and small, and you follow that edict that your ratio of what you're going to risk based on your total capital and the risk to reward that you're taking is strong. It will work out.
Thanks for watching guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button below. If you're interested in becoming a pro trader, remember to check out the link in the description for Ernie's school community.